I'd look at Tyler Perry films as a higher quality Tubi movie. Like it's the same shit as Tubi's, but it's just better
Right.
shot.
But it's like Tyler Perry has been in the game for so long now. I expect better quality from his shit.
Yeah,
You
but
expect
that's
better storylines.
yeah, not quality,
Better
but
no, no,
the
no.
stories.
Both.
Really, you don't think it's
Both.
shot well?
No.
Sometimes,
No,
like
sometimes because honestly the Medea movies are really good. Like those are
Mhm.
good quality movies. The shit that he comes out with, even sometimes Netflix, like it's shitty. There was I can't remember the name of it, but he came out with this movie where some young man took advantage of an old lady and was taking all her money, and Bill Cosby wife helped scam her. Y'all know from the Cosby Show, the wife, and
Mhm.
I forgot her name right now. Yes, Felicia Rashad was helping scam that lady. I don't remember what that Netflix movie was called, but there was so much bad things about that movie. Like the storyline isn't even what bothered me. It was like the little things that it was just like Tyler Perry for real. We couldn't get quality
camera be
extras.
Yeah,
shaking
but that's his.
Like
I think that's his niche, though. It's you're not gonna get um,
anymore.
box office top quality,
But
and
I feel
you
like
know
that
that going
just
in.
started coming up in the recent years because back then when we were watching Medea, nobody had
I don't
complaints about Tyler Perry.
I don't think that those were full Tyler Perry productions. That's why. So they had other entities in the industry that was contributing to Medea, which is why they were shot a certain way and why they were produced a certain way and to the standard that it was or that it is. Now you have Tyler Perry who has successfully has his own studio. What's it? A soundstage, but and everything's in house. But you're actually seeing how it is when you have everything in house.
Yeah.
Right. I think
Okay.
that's what we're seeing
That
now is
does
the
make
whole
sense.
in-house production
But I
of
think
his.
that's a lane, though. I think
Yeah,
he's.
it's like Tubi. There's people making millions of dollars on Tubi.
But
I didn't know
I
that.
wouldn't go as far as Tubi, but I feel that you know what you're getting when you watch a Tyler Perry film, even
No,
though I
you
haven't.
don't. I
No, I'm
give it
saying
a
you may not know
chance.
the storyline, but you know that you're going to see a terrible wig.
That part is going
You
to be
know
some
that.
kind of crazy twist.
You know that part.
You want to see a dark skinned nigga with a beard and a light skinned nigga with some colored eyes. Like
We're going to see black struggle. We're going to see religion, God. We're always talking about God in Tyler Perry. And in a huge twist, honestly, the Duplicity movie that I watched just the other day, I was like, this is not as simple as it's making it. I was like, it's Tyler Perry. I know it's not who we think it is.
maybe he needs to make the money back that he spent, which is why he's dropping these films or projects in the amount or the frequency that he is. But I hope that at some point he gets back to bigger production and higher quality production and better real story wrote films.
Yeah. I
Yeah, but
mean,
his
we know he's
audience.
capable of it. So it's like, hopefully we get there. One thing I really do have a problem with is the acting. He does Beauty in Black, right?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh my, and it's like the storyline I'm not mad at. It's the acting.
But isn't that for every film?
You think he's
From
on
what I
set?
hear, like I haven't, like I said before, I haven't seen a Tyler Perry
I don't
film.
have a problem with all Tyler Perry acting. Beauty in Black was really
Was
horrible.
Mia Culpa Tyler
It
Perry or
was
no?
terrible.
Yes.
Mia Culpa was.
Yeah.
Say I enjoyed Mia
Wait,
Culpa.
was that with Kelly Rowland?
Yes, I enjoyed Mia Culpa.
I enjoyed that too.
Yeah,
People
but
actually said that sucked, but I felt like that was one of the good ones.
I felt that
Better ones.
That was one of the
it
better ones.
wasn't
Okay.
terribly written. It wasn't terribly shot. It wasn't that bad.
So I didn't
So
think
maybe I did.
so.
I have seen a Tyler Perry film. Great job with Mia Culpa, but I
Also,
I did like.
he
No, was
does
it Nia
the
Long?
no
Oh,
Mia
okay,
Culpa.
okay.
That was Kelly
I
Rowland
saw
with that one.
Obsession. That's Tyler Perry?
But he also does
Oh.
the BET show Sisters. He probably has other stuff on BET as well. But I attempted to watch Sisters because everybody keeps saying it's really good, and you know what, I won't lie, I believe you guys. I just couldn't get through the acting in the very first episode.
Do you laugh or are you upset? That's what I don't understand when you say you can't get through
Irritated.
it. Are you
I
are
am
you mad
irritated
about your
because
time being spent, or are you mad at
absolutely,
okay.
because I can't get through. I don't want to watch it, even if I'm interested in knowing what did that man do? Why is she mad? Why did like what's gonna happen next? I can't get to feeling those emotions that someone would be feeling watching this because I'm just like, why would she say it like that? Why would she run out of the room like that? That was so fake. I just can't get past it. So I'm
But
like, nah, this show is not for me. I
but
can't I can't do it.
are you watching his productions hoping that the next one will be better than the last, or you think that is advances some way, or are you watching looking for that so you can turn it off?
No, I'm not looking for that to turn it off. I think that it gets better with time. Honestly, I think he definitely sees the criticism online
No,
for
it's
sure.
I'm like obviously, but I'm saying like how you put on me personally, I put on a stupid movie just for background if I don't feel like listening to music while I write something or do whatever, right? But I'll know, like I'll glance back at it and be like, this is terrible. And I just won't invest my time in it, but I just need like that background.
Oh, I do that too, but not with a terrible movie. A movie that I actually enjoy, but because I saw it already, probably 10 times already, I don't need to pay attention to it. I'm not
Mhm.
going to put on a terrible movie.
Well, to be honest, if you really know the actual production budgets, they're never that much. It's all it's all inflated, and typically what happens is directors, producers, executive producers, they pocket a majority of that. Of course, I mean, to be honest, a real Hollywood production post production budget is
20
about,
million, right?
well, it's about $75,000 per episode,
Are you
right?
talking about for like a series or talking about for an actual movie?
No, I'm talking about for a series.
Okay.
The post production is about, and it could range, right? But let's just say $60,000 to $70,000 is per episode. So like if you think about it, you have 10 episodes, that's only 600,000. You're only gonna pay people out probably $500,000, right? No, in all movies. Well, I'm not in films. I'm sorry, in television shows. A lot of times you see, these television shows do not have premier actors and actresses because their costs are way too high, right? So what happens is you give somebody $50,000 or $100,000. They shoot for 3 or 4 weeks, right? They'll say okay, and then they go on with their life. And there's only one person. The rest of the people, I think the SAG rate is what, $500. That's a day rate.
hmm
So some people that we know, that we seen since 1990s, are still getting the SAG rate, $500-$600 a day. So if you really think about it, and extras are getting free or $50 to $100. So when you add it all up, you probably spend another $500,000 on cast. The post production is another $500,000 roughly, and pre production or the production you could say is another 200,000, maybe $300,000. So you got approved for a $3 million budget, but you only spent 1.5 million. Where do you think the other 1.5 million went? Miscellaneous expenses, right? So a lot of times these people aren't getting these big lump sums of checks or big lump sums of money, and the executive producers are pocketing it, which is fine, especially when 50 Cent got $100 million. We got like $100 million. Now imagine getting 250 million, and it's not going to cost you more than $1.5 million for each total show. Mind you, technically speaking, the payouts, if you are actually in the film industry and you actually put together a show, you get paid about 2 to 500, even upwards to $1 million per episode. So if I had a film and let's say I got a budget, my budget was $3 million, and I spent 1.5 million, and then I sold it to Netflix and had 10 episodes, and I got 200,000, I got an extra $2 million, right? So now you got what? $5 million, $4 million, and you only spent 1 million. That's why the biggest play and the most successful people in the film industry are the directors, the executive producers, the people who are behind the cameras, and they have the longest what's it called, career span, because they're making the most money.
Absolutely, and do it yourself, basically.
Yeah, but the problem is eventually and this is why I don't know the numbers, so I'm not sure, but I don't believe it's a money play for Tyler Perry because unless he got, which they do also do this too, like Netflix and Amazon, they'll give you like a record label type of deal where they'll say, "Hey, we're giving you a 50 television episode, 50 episode, budget." So now he has to fulfill 50 episodes. It could be in 5 shows, it could be in 20 shows, but he has to fulfill those episodes. If that's the case, then that's different. But if it's not, and it's literally like per show, per project that he's dropping, they are also basing this upon numbers. And if your numbers are dwindling, so will your budget. So you're not going to keep on turning over, losing fans, being criticized on Instagram or social media, and think that it's not going to hurt your pockets. It's actually regressive rather than progressive. Well, he's actually probably making more money renting his studio out to people like Lionsgate and Warner Brother and things like that, where there's tax incentives and play for places like Georgia, which is the second or third highest tax incentive for all film production. So you're gonna get way more money because if they have a budget of $200,000 a day for his soundstage, right, his studio, he's going to be able to get that. And let's say they budget 10 days times $250,000. He's made that for 10 days. You know what I'm saying? That number. And it's way more than he's probably making on them fucking terrible films. The biggest play is that's why 50 Cent got into it. And that's why Rick Ross touched base on it. A lot of people are doing it, including big time people like Sony, is now they're integrating AI and they're going to be having AI. They've already did it, not going to be, but they're doing it actively. Adidas just did a commercial, 100% AI. And if you are not in the game, the door will be closed very soon because the overhead is less. You don't have to deal with ego. You don't have to deal with personality. You don't have to deal with time management, within people. So these big time corporations in the film industry are now going to be utilizing AI to make a people, create an actor or an actress, and they're going to have them do whatever they need to do. And if the more that AI progresses, the harder it's going to become for you to become an actual actor or actress. And that's what's happening.
Or create content for that matter.
Or create content. Yep.
One of the content platforms just contacted me and said they wanted me to do a campaign for them, but it was going to be completely AI. So basically, they were going to basically pay me to just be on screen and like use my likeness and everything else to create AI and then put it out. I was like,
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
Yeah. But that's what it's going to be. And that's why I'm saying you're not, me and Marie, we were talking about skill sets in the entertainment industry. You're not going to have to be skilled for much longer because they can manipulate your vocals. They can manipulate your acting skills. All they got to do is get permission to use you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can actually build yourself to become a brand, a person that people want to see or people are familiar with, then you could be in the door and get offers like that.
Yeah, but then you're also selling yourself short because that's your IP for the rest of your life. Or
well, you got to negotiate the terms, right?
Even still, like, why would you want to give away something that you've worked hard for? I think they'll definitely get people to do that are just looking for like that check up front. But I think in the back end, the people will be very.
There will be a lot of people grabbing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not the only person they ask. We're like, hey, you're the best guy.
That the bigger AI becomes, that people want to see live people and live entertainment becomes a thing again. Honestly, well, yeah, I feel like it has died over the years.
I don't even think it's just live entertainment. I feel that I always felt that they keep giving us these streaming services and all this Netflix and all these Paramount and all these deals to keep us in the house. And if you're in the house, you're not going to see live shows. You're not going to events. So if they keep doing that, they make it like you're saving money because technically you are because you're not spending that money on live shows.
Mm-hmm.
But if enough people stay in for a longer period of time, then the live shows will be like the big ticket thing, and so we'll be looking to see or to have human interaction again.
Yeah, but the problem where it lies is if people start. Now I'm thinking extra. In going back to what we were initially speaking about, if people start to utilize AI for just, let's say, film as an actor or actress, they're gonna be incentivized to stay inside the house because they are not really that person, right? Or let's say singing or rapping, making music,
Talking about at a concert.
or just in general. Like, I mean, meet and greets are different,
Mm.
but like to see you do something live, you have to be doing what we know you to do.
But I think that's what I mean. I think at some point we'll have so much AI, and they'll have to tell us, hey, listen, this is AI, and we can't go see AI, and
Yeah,
we will need that human interaction. So we will spend the money it takes to go see a live human perform and be like, oh wow, we can hear him messing up on his riffs as opposed to AI and everything's perfect.
Nah, but they're not gonna want to hear
But
that.
that
don't wanna see your
part won't
flaws.
sell that well.
You'll lose your AI. They could be like, "Yo, your AI
If we
cards
know
were
that you're only perfect because of these AI skills,
Are you
that'll
saying make a person perfect through AI? What do you?
That's
You
what they're
lost me.
essentially doing."
yeah. So it's like if whatever performance or whatever we're looking at is AI, so we think that Mariah Carey has the most perfect voice. I'm just using her for example.
Mm.
Um, but you go and you see her live and it's not the same. People are going to be less inclined to now
Pay for the ticket.
pay for tickets to go see people live because they know they're not going to get what they're really into about this person.
Yeah, but I don't agree because that's AI, and like as humans, we will need human interaction, and we will know that a person is human, and we won't expect everything to be perfect.
Well, okay, that I don't agree with. But live entertainment could mean not wanting to go see your favorite artist that you know has AI performances. Could be going to a jazz club and just someone from off the block is performing. That that's what live entertainment could be. Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about with a star.
I'm saying that
But you
But
still want to
unless we
see
have
your
unless we
your
have
favorite singer
proof,
sing.
okay, right. But if what we're seeing, what we're getting online from them is AI, do we have proof at all of their actual abilities? And if yes, then I can see people being inclined to continue going to the concerts. I love me a concert, so I'm going anyway,
Mm.
right? But I'm just saying, some people will differ.
Yeah,
look at what's happening. They have AI models that are going viral.
You gotta-
I actually got fooled
you
by
gotta
it.
look at their hands. That's
Yeah,
how
sometimes,
they figure
or
it out.
like I would zoom in on their shoulders because their skin is always like a little like I don't know, like it looks like it's elastic, but it's gonna get better.
Skin.
Right? Yeah, it's gonna get better, and the thing is like these people, whoever it is, are creating AI influencers and AI models, which ultimately is going to become a powerhouse in something in the entertainment space, whether it be an AI actor or actress, whether it be an AI rapper or singer. Because I actually downloaded an AI where if I prop the camera right in front of me and I speak, all I had to do is speak. I forgot how many seconds, 3 or 5 seconds. And then I can type what I would like for it to say, and it changes and moves my mouth to say exactly what I'm looking
It's
to
an
say.
app, right?
Yeah.
I saw that app, and I thought it was kind of crazy because where's that data being collected to?
Right? Now imagine. And then, but so like, imagine using AI for AI. So now I have one AI that's going to be able to generate different types of quotes. Let's say if I'm going to do, empowering quotes, then then I can take that, upload that quote to this AI using my image, and then let the AI speak for me. And everybody can think I'm that smart. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Fear from
Fear-
a place of being able to do anything, but
Right.
absolutely fear, like it's coming and you can't do anything to stop
And there's
it.
always going to be something bigger and better. The world is always evolving. Like you just said,
Mm.
like you said that television became so big that people thought that theater was going to die. Theater is not dead, especially in New York City. Like
Theater's
The-
dead.
theater is not dead.
It's dead.
Theater, it definitely isn't.
You're thinking only to the biggest place for theater in the country, probably in the last 150 years.
Yeah, I'm talking
You're
about
talking about New York City. I'm talking about United States.
Let's talk about the caves
Like-
in medieval times and like how every little town little shanty town or whatever had a theater or like a little traveling group, and then how it is now, and that's well, not even just New York, L.A.
It got pushed because it doesn't exist anywhere else.
Mhm.
LA, Come
I
on.
can't talk for anywhere else. I live
New
here.
York is the only place. Well, I can't say worldwide because I do think that television isn't as big elsewhere as it is here. I feel like television has the most influence on our country, probably more than any other country. But I'm speaking
I think
with assumption.
I think because Americans love violence more than every other country.
Well, I saw this was it a woman or a man speaking about the now this is a little bit about religion, but it also ties into what you're saying and why they believe America kind of, made being Muslim like the worst thing possible was because everything that America or the West actually uh has profited on, they ban in their religion. Sex, nudity, porn, they ban in their religion. Alcohol, drugs, basically intoxication or losing your sobriety, they ban in their religion. Murder, violence, they ban in their religion. Everything that they ban in their religion is what we profit on here.
Everything that we can control is what they banned.
What do you mean? Everything that we can control.
We can control sex. We can control how sex is marketed. We can control alcohol, how it's distributed. So if you ban it in religion, then it's literally the opposite of like what America is. It's like capitalism. You can't establish that.
Yeah, and I think it's because it's really the downfall of people and humanity, right? Everything that we profit off of, and you're seeing, kind of going back to what you're saying, we love the violence. We love. I mean, the crazy thing is, like, at one point in time, imagine how big horror movies were.
Yeah, once upon a time.
You know what I see, and this could also be my algorithm. I see so many big movies being heist, robbery, theft, some type of crime that was being done, and we want to know if they got away with it. I think it's our fantasy. It's our fantasy. It ain't everybody. It's our fantasy. We're sick people in this country. I don't think people are getting like
I don't even think it's
fucking sick.
I don't think we're sick people in just this country. I think in other countries they're just a different type of sick. Because you got to remember they had gladiators back in the day, and that was in Greece.
Is Greece considered Western? Okay.
I'm not a geologist or geographist.
Because I know like parts of Western also bleeds into Europe,
Yeah. I don't think geology.
right? Western civilization.
Geologist?
I don't think a geologist.
I said geologist or a geographist. Wait.
What?
Geo.
She would have been like,
And I've been sending her
What?
clips of people stuttering all week too. So let me just be quiet now. Well, because I stutter.
Because we have to be perfect.
I and I only stutter like when I just move too fast in my head, but I'm not like a speech impediment stutterer, if that makes sense.
child,
Yeah.
if I mess up at home, I be telling my sisters, listen, if I was at 8 at the table, they would not let me live. Like, they would not.
Bro. I was actually editing some content that I made, and I said, I. And I got so mad. I'm like,
Fuck.
I. What the fuck
Do you
is
smile
that?
when you edit your content?
No.
You don't
I
grin?
like, what do you mean?
Like if I'm editing content,
You so happy about it?
no, I don't know what it is. Like I'll just be looking at myself like, and they're like, my face hurts. I'm like, and I look over and I'm like, because you've been smiling. Never mind. I guess it's just me.
Nah.
Nah,
I
no,
listen
mean,
to it.
yes, but it's just
I get frustrated
more
doing that
like
shit.
doing it. It's the
Mhm.
completion of it. So or being in motion, I guess, watching myself in motion and
He's probably
progressing.
like, yes, this video was going to be so good. Look at my abs.
What happened? I
That's-
can't hear myself on. I don't like hear myself talk, but like if
Oh,
I'm
me neither.
if I'm doing some like Savage Fenty stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah. I guess that's different. I mean,
Yeah, I definitely don't.
now. Now, because at first I hated, like when I first went to the music studio and I tried to make this song and it didn't sound like how I thought it sounded, but I realized it was me that wasn't sounding it that way. It took me a while to get used to my voice. And then once I got used to my voice, because I was like, you know what? I tried to change my voice. I try to add effects to my voice. I try to get deeper voice. I was like, yo,
Nigga
put
said,
that.
add the bass. Add the bass.
I'll go to the studio and be like, yo, put that future effect on my shit. Like I'm trying. I'm like, yo, this ain't it. And they're like, it's
Nigga try to
you.
chop and screw it.
It's you.
It's you. It's not the effect. But then I just started to accept my voice. So now, yes. But when I edit my content, it's different. Like because I'm not doing Savage Fenty stuff. I'm like,
Yeah, but you don't.
I'm
Find
not-
Joy? You
huh?
don't find joy though.
no, I find joy when when the final thing is done, like the final product
Right.
is done. Then I'm like, oh,
Look at
this
it
shit,
like, yeah.
this shit fire. But throughout the process,
No, it's
I'm looking
frustrating.
for it. I'm actually beating myself up. I'm like, damn, you should have put like a little analogy right there. You fucked up. The camera's slightly too high right there. Damn, bro, you didn't see that fuzz on your hoodie. Like,
Yeah, but I'm saying
I'm beating myself up while I'm doing it.
I'll
Like,
do that like when I'm taking the same. Like if I do like 50 pictures, I'll be like I've only moved a little bit each picture. I'll be like, why don't you move? So
why you standing there so long?
yeah, like my thing is my boy says whenever I take pictures, I grab an invisible lapel.
What do you mean?
Like I'll grab something that's not there. Like you know how jackets have lapels. I'll just be like this, and my boy be like, yo, let go of your lapel. I'm like,
He be
oh.
like this. He be like,